Hi Year 4 and welcome to today's Reading for Pleasure. I hope you're still enjoying listening to the stories that I'm reading and the information, and I hope you're still enjoying the videos. The reading that I'm doing today will really help you if you're going to do the history task, because it's all about the things that you would find in a Roman town. Today we're going to find out about the games and temples. Most towns had a circus, which was an oval trackway for chariot races, and an arena for games. Towns with a circus had several chariot racing teams that people supported, just as people support football teams now. Each team had a different colour that their drivers, horses and supporters wore. So just like football really, or rugby, where you wear the kit that the players are wearing. Men and women and children, rich and poor, all went to the circus to cheer their teams. So it's not like a circus like we think now, it's more to do with the shape of it. The Colosseum in Rome was the biggest arena in the Roman world. It could hold 45,000 people seating and another 5,000 standing. On hot sunny days, there was a system of awnings to shade most of the seats. And this is a picture here of a Roman circus, of the arena. Most shows in the arena were fights between gladiators and animals or each other. There were different teams of gladiators, each part of a different gladiator school that trained them in different ways of fighting. Sometimes pairs of gladiators fought until one of them was killed. Many gladiators were prisoners who were due to die anyway and could live longer or gain their freedom if they fought and won. This expensive drinking cup here was decorated with a painting of gladiators. It was sent to England from Germany. Gladiators. There were different kinds of gladiators. There were types of gladiators who fought with a net to trap his opponent and three-pointed spear called a trident. So I'm guessing they'd catch you in the net first and then with the trident. The next one fought with a sword and wore armour, including a helmet and a big shield. Shield to protect you, helmet to protect you, sword. And finally was the type that fought with a dagger, which is like a short sword. And they wore some body armour and they carried a small round shield. So that's all about the games. Now, temples. The Romans worshipped many gods and goddesses, and towns had temples to the most important ones. Temples were houses for statues of the gods. Valuable presents given to the gods were stored there. Only the priests and priestesses who served the gods went into temples. Ordinary people waited just outside temples on special days where religious ceremonies were held. Who paid? Temples were very expensive to build. Wealthy people often had them built as a thank you to the gods for a favour. Sometimes the people who ran each town decided to build a temple. The money came from the taxes that everyone had to pay. These priests in this picture are holding an open-air ceremony for the goddess Isis. She was an Egyptian goddess, but the Romans added her to their gods and goddesses when they took over Egypt. Ordinary people worshipped at shrines, set up in towns and in the countryside. Every home also had a small shrine where the family worshipped the gods and goddesses who looked after the house. Roman prayers were usually a bargain with a particular god or goddess. They offered them a gift and expected the gods to do something in return. Most temples had a grand entrance with steps up and columns that held up carved stonework and an inverted V-shaped roof. It had no windows and just one door. It would have an altar used by the priest at festival times, and there would be statues to the gods and goddesses. So there you go. That's the end of today's bit of information. Hope you've enjoyed learning about that, and tomorrow we'll find out a little bit more about some of the other things that you would find in a Roman town. Bye for now.